Shadow and Bone, a Netflix original series, appears to be everything we could desire in a drama. We're ready to become utterly captivated with everything from the extravagant outfit and magnificent set to the completely fascinating tale. There are certain to be some fascinating behind-the-scenes surprises and secrets on a show like this. In today's video, we'll be discussing the cast secrets that fans never knew about from the show, Shadow and Bone. Jessie Mei Li identifies as gender non-conforming. The main character, Jessie Mei Li, identifies himself as gender non-conforming, meaning they use them/they pronouns and have no specific gender. In an interview with W Magazine, they shared, "I think that's the thing with your pronouns and gender identity. You can just be who you are. That was so freeing to me to understand that I could have multiple pronouns, and some friends will refer to me as they, and some will refer to me as she, and that's okay. I'm proud to be gender non-conforming. I'm proud of all my friends who are the same." Hopefully, as time goes on, it becomes something that more and more people feel they can talk about. Amita Saman never actually got any professional knife training. Amita Saman had many battle scenes within the show, which meant she needed to look like she knew what she was doing with a knife. Although it may have looked like she knew what she was doing, in reality, she was never given any formal knife training. She was given 14 knives at the start of the series shooting and would practice tossing and twirling them whenever she could, in between takes and off-set. She took on the job herself and did her best to train. Not only that, but as she stumbled her way through learning to wield a knife as convincingly as her character, Inej, she ended up with a combat scar on her knuckles, which is quite awesome. The cast did their own stunts. Despite the fact that stunt specialists were on set for some of the most dangerous situations, the majority of the stunts shown in the series were performed by the cast themselves. I actually do have a scar. It's my Inej scar. This one was from a belt, actually, Amita shared. In one of the episodes, there's a fight scene, and we had this double there on the day, and she was so incredible. But I was surprised to see that in the cut, it was actually all me. Jessie and Ben are close friends in real life. In real life, Jessie and Ben are close friends who can be found just winding each other up and having disputes about basically anything outside of work. According to Jessie, there was a lot of time between when they met and when they started filming, so they used that time to get to know each other and have stayed close friends ever since, both on and off the program. Alina's stag necklace was way too dangerous. The amplifier that Alina receives is one of the most recognizable pieces of jewelry in the Shadow and Bones trilogy. It's a stag antler necklace crafted from Morozova's stag bones. With the stag amplifier, the act takes a creepier turn. It's connected under Alina's skin to her collarbone. Rather than being fashioned as a necklace, Heiserer stated, "Our safety person stepped in with a lot of concerns about Jessie accidentally getting injured. Even if we had made something softer and we tried some soft foam, rubbery necklaces, and they just looked very soft and they would be very bendy when Jessie moved around." Heiserer claimed they were able to tell Jessie Mei Li, "Congrats," after realizing that connecting the amplifiers to the wearer's body was more dramatic and safer on camera. This jewelry is no longer yours to wear for the rest of your life. Jessie Mei Li's first big project. Jessie Mei Li has only appeared in the 2019 stage version of All About Eve and the short flicks film Together They Smoke, before joining Shadow and Bone series. This was their first big break as an actor and their first appearance on television. They'll also star alongside Anya Taylor-Joy in Edgar Wright's new thriller Last Night in Soho. This will be another significant milestone in Mei Li's career. Kit Young's experience with guns. Kit Young had a similar experience with his guns, and he was compelled to teach himself how to use them in a specific manner on camera. Because Kit was always training and improving his gun tricks, Jesper's gun tricks got more complex over the course of season 1. He dropped them immediately and they smashed when he first started using them, so he was given another set to practice with at home. He told Collider that he still plays with them at home when he has the opportunity, and that this will only help him improve his gun skills. Jessie learned Hungarian. The series was shot in Budapest, where the majority of the population speaks Hungarian. The production required a large number of extras to fill the backdrops, and Budapest residents were encouraged to participate. Jessie learned Hungarian so that they could bond with the cast and crew of the show while filming and communicate with them. The cast kept souvenirs. The costumes and props in Shadow and Bone are incredible, so it's easy to see why some of the cast members adopted some of the set pieces. "I'm just going to come out and say it," Freddie revealed. "I kept my cane and my gloves, and when they were in my suitcase ready to go, I sent an email like, "This is all right, isn't it?" But the damage was done. Kit, on the other hand, had less of a plan. Despite the fact that he claims to have taken 4 of the guns, he was not permitted to remove any of the costume elements. He stated, "That was probably because I asked, and asked, and asked, and asked, and I was really annoying. I should have just taken them. Foolish mistake." They had all read the books. Leigh Bardugo built a sophisticated and detailed dystopian universe in the Shadow and Bone novel series, and many of the actors and crew utilized the books as a reference while production. It became such a great resource and a great reference point, almost to the point that we had to slow down because we knew everything, Kit explained. "We had to go, hang on, the audience doesn't know that yet." According to Kit, everyone who was an actor or actress on the show had read at least one of them before arriving on set, so they were arriving with prior knowledge of the show in a deeper form. Freddie was a fan of the books. Walking on set for the first time seemed weird, and like his imagination was brought to life, according to Freddie, who was already a major admirer of the book series. He read all the books before going on the show and was ecstatic when he was cast in the role and was able to live out his dreams and fantasies. Working on the program seemed like a responsibility, not a pressure, to him as a fan. He explained, "Because I'm also such a fan of the world, I wanted it to be as good as the fans do." When will we get to see Season 2? We haven't heard much about Season 2 in a while, but things are starting to heat up. The wait was well worth it for the first season. Not only were the novels brought to life, but also we received some spectacular special effects, gorgeous costumes, and incredible storytelling. After viewing the first season, it's difficult not to be a My fan. And yes, you are entitled to enjoy every aspect of The Crows. There's no doubt that we need more from this series with the way things ended. On Monday, June 7th, 2021, Netflix renewed the original series for a second season during the Netflix Geeked Week. Netflix hasn't mentioned anything formal about when it'll be released, but we're guessing late 2022. We generally expect 18 months between seasons for a show like this. With a show like Shadow and Bone, there are a lot of moving components, especially when production is taking place during the COVID-19 pandemic. Production is set to begin in August 2021. According to Levy, scripts were written heading into production shortly in great shape, very much favorable to the characters in the world that we built and the Grishaverse that was put on screen in Season 1. But building out from there, Eric Heiserer is still at the helm as creator, showrunner, and getting kind of dangerously close to heading into production. It will most likely have 8 episodes. This would be similar to the first season, which had just the right amount of time to convey the beginning of the story, while also incorporating part of the Crows storyline. It's also a great weekend binge watch. Season 2 of Shadow and Bone is expected to adopt 2 parallel stories from Leigh and Bardugo's books, Siege and Storm, and 6 of Crows. There's a lot more information on that if you go down. For Season 2, we can also expect Jessie Mei Li and Ben Barnes to lead the returning cast, although an official cast list won't be published until closer to the premiere date. There you have it, some Shadow and Bone's cast secrets that fans of the show were unaware of. The cast is diverse, and they have a lot of intriguing details about them because of their time on the show. Let's hope we can get a second season soon, or at the very least, know when it'll be released. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on any new and upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.